All right, y'all. What's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another one. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, all box and everything. All right, y'all. Let's talk about it. Katie Taylor taking on Amanda Serrano for the second time around. First off, I got to say shout out to both Taylor and Serrano. This was another classic fight. This was another good representation of boxing, period. Not just women's boxing, but boxing, period. I mean, the first fight was classic, but this was another classic fight. Unfortunately, I hate when things like this happen when we have a good fight and a good fight is just kind of thrown all to thrown all to the side because of a bad decision. All right. Now, like I said, I usually don't say a fight is a robbery whenever it's a close fight, just because I picked that person. No, like this one here, I felt like, and I thought Amanda Serrano did more than enough to win this fight. I thought she landed better combinations, had the better pressure, did more damage, and just overall closed out the fight better. Now, I will say Katie Taylor did have her moments in the championship round. So, yeah, you could say they could have went either way. But I thought Amanda Serrano did what she had to do to get the decision this time around. But again, good fight. I think both of them, they put it all on the line. The thing is, man, Katie Taylor, man, she just be leading with that head a little too much. I know everybody has their hit and clinch type of style, but when you're using your head that much, you might deserve a few points taken. I know the referee took 1 point away, but something had to be done at one point in this fight because that's where that damage came from Amanda Serrano. Was probably one of the reasons why she was really getting frustrated, right? I mean, the way she was taking multiple headbutts and Katie was just rubbing her forehead into the right eye of Amanda Serrano, it was really frustrating on her. So Amanda Serrano being the clean fighter that she is, she was mostly coming back with punches of her own, but I know when I was watching it and even her corner probably wanted her to come back with her own headbutt or two, but I didn't really see her do that. She stuck to a good game plan. So yeah, shout out to Amanda on that for, just staying composed and trying her best to fight a good fight. Overall, I thought that Amanda Serrano just landed the harder punches. Um, through more volume too, volume and hard punches. I think Katie Taylor landed good, clean combinations when she would fire off. And that's where I think, she was winning her rounds. But when Amanda Serrano would come on stronger with the pressure and they both would exchange, Amanda Serrano, I think she was landing the better shots and getting the better of Katie Taylor here. I know when you look at the pictures or look at the video, it's going to seem like Amanda Serrano was taking more damage, but no, that came from the head. But eventually, when the left hook started working from Katie Taylor, yeah, that started opening up the cut more. But most of that damage came from the headbutt. Looking at the first round, yeah, I think Amanda Serrano, she kind of set the pace. You could already see, okay, this is the heavy-handed fighter here, walking down Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor was, trying to keep her range, use lateral movement, fire off a couple right hands, which I knew what she was going to do, throwing bunches. But I like how Serrano walked her into a few left hands, and at the end of the round, she buzzed Katie Taylor right there on the chin. And had Amanda Serrano probably did more of this of just trying to walk Katie Taylor down and walk her into punches, she probably could have dropped her a few times. But I think Amanda Serrano threw more volume sometimes, and Katie Taylor's more game for that because she has fast hands, so she'll want to throw in volume, and they can exchange, and then she can win on the judges' scorecards because she'll throw volume and then clinch Amanda Serrano. So it probably would have been smarter if Serrano would have kept more of a mid-range fight and just set up good solid ones and twos on the chin and go to the body more, which I'll talk about here in a minute. So first round, yeah, clearly was Amanda Serrano. Second, I did give it to Katie Taylor. I thought, she was throwing in bunches here and moving more and making Amanda Serrano have to look for 3 and 4 were close, but I had to give those to Amanda Serrano again because the body shots in 3, I think they were effective from Serrano. They were forcing Katie Taylor to lead in with her head and bump her in the head and clinch her and hold a lot. And that carried over into round 4, which I gave to Serrano because I thought her punches were doing more damage because it was making Taylor have to hold and headbutt more. Fifth round, I thought good body work from Serrano here. Had she continued to do this throughout the rounds, I think maybe, yeah, like I said, she would have probably dropped her, but she kind of abandoned that again because, again, it wasn't her fault. Katie Taylor was in here, tying up, clinching, and, rubbing her head along the eye again. So big headbutt opened up that gash. I think it was round 4 or 5. Let me know in the comment section. But yeah, at that point, it was, starting to leak. You could see it bothering uh, Amanda Serrano's vision. Round three, excuse me, round six, I did give the Taylor. I thought that she was boxing better. Here, she was landing cleaner combinations. And again, with that blood in the eye, right hand, left foot combination with Katie Taylor was on point. 7 and 8, I gave to Serrano. I thought she was coming back, winning the exchanges, throwing some nice shots on the inside. When Taylor would hold, she was landing with the free hand, landing with the free right hand. 9 and 10, the championship rounds, they were kind of close. If I have to give one of the championship rounds to Taylor, I'd probably say it was 9. But 10, I give that to Serrano. I thought Serrano again, a couple of times back to the cage, or excuse me, back to the ropes. She was still working even when Katie Taylor was coming on strong. Now, a couple combinations did kind of look like it kind of buzzed Amanda Serrano in the later part of the fight whenever they would exchange, and I think that was just coming with fatigue and the blood again, because yes, Serrano was the harder hitter, and Taylor doesn't hit that hard, but flurries like that towards the end of the round, they kind of will buzz you. So I will give her credit on that with some of those shots that she landed. But overall, man, I thought that Amanda Serrano landed the heavier punches and was forcing Katie to hold and forcing Katie to use her head at times, and making her look like she was off balance in this fight. Like Katie Taylor's kind of off balance here. Like she was leaning into a lot of punches after throwing her combinations and kind of trying to hold a lot in this fight, where I think Serrano looked fresher whenever she was on the inside. She would stick to the game of throwing hard punches and, throwing combinations and just trying her best to, you know, um, keep the heads away from each other. She was really trying to fight that type of dog fight. But both fighters showed a lot of dog in this one. I think for Serrano, had she maybe focused on uppercuts more on the inside, it maybe a little bit more body work, she probably could have got Katie Taylor out of there. But I had it 7 rounds to 3, or 6 rounds to 4 for Amanda Serrano. I thought Amanda Serrano won the fight. If you look at the punch stats, I mean, she landed like 324 punches to 217 of Katie Taylor's, 44% of her punches, and 41% for Taylor. So Taylor might have landed the more accurate shots when she let her hands go, but high volume and damaging blows came from Amanda Serrano's side. So yeah, I understand where her trainer was coming from. They were pissed off. They were like, this girl is dirty. She's sweet outside of the ring, but she's dirty inside. Amanda Serrano, she kind of apologized for the reaction, but at the same time, she did say that, hey, her best weapon is her head. And I can't blame her. That's what it was, right? Katie Taylor's a good boxer now. That's why I was kind of wondering why she had to resort to this. And even the referee at one point, he was like, "You're better than this." He was like, "You're better than this," because he was getting sick of it too. I mean, he's right there. He's got the perfect eagle eye view of what's going on, and he even said it himself, like, "You're better than this." He was like, "Hey, we stop these headbutts." So I definitely disagree with commentating on Roy's side here. Look, shout out to Roy and everything, legend, but usually a good commentator, but in this one, whenever he was saying that they both were headbutting, nah, wrong on that, man. From my point of view and everything I saw, headbutts were initiated by Katie Taylor, because every time Katie Taylor would step in with hands down, she would come up with her forehead and boom. Why you think Amanda Serrano suffered a serious damage from it? Because if Amanda Serrano wanted to, she could have used her forehead as well, but she didn't. You could see it was a one-sided thing. It wasn't both of them headbutting. I know Southpaw Orthodox usually have a clash of heads, but you could see clearly that Katie Taylor was one leading with her head, and even in the clinch, she was the one rubbing her head against Amanda Serrano's eye. So she was the clearly dirty fighter here. Just call it what it is. It wasn't both. It was just Katie Taylor's side. So yeah, moving on from here, it sucks. I'd like to see a third fight, but with it being 2-0, you kind of have to wonder, like, would they do Amanda wrong again if she got a third fight? If she does beat Katie decisively, what is it going to lead to, a fourth fight? It could. I mean, it would be another good fight. I know that, if they did fight a fourth time, but at the same time, it would just be kind of it's just kind of a mess right now, right? But on the financial side, and again, the entertainment side, it's a win-win for us. So if they want to do a third fight, do it next year, maybe in the summertime. We'll see. But yeah, Katie Taylor, she's had some close fights along the way, so I don't know where she stands now as far as her wanting to retire soon, because she's been taking a lot of damage too. So we'll see, y'all. But other than that, for as of right now, yeah, definitely got to say this is another classic fight. And this is what's going to keep boxing winning, because I didn't watch the main event. Did not watch the main event. Didn't want to see it. I did check this one out to represent, the real boxers here. But yeah, that main event, this was the main event for me. But guys, what do y'all think in the comment section? Did y'all have it for Amanda Serrano or Katie Taylor? Do you want to see a third fight? Yes or no? All boxing, everything. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm out. Peace.